My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic, and this share is called Holding On. Stopping drinking and staying stopped are as different as chalk and cheese, as are holding on and letting go. My recovery started exactly the same way as everyone else's. I called AA, I went to a meeting, I stopped drinking, I sat and listened, and I haven't had a drink since. And if that sounds quite unremarkable, believe you me, it is. But because what came next was actually the difficult bit. And I had to do two things in my life and in my recovery that are difficult and pretty well unrewarding at first. But they do seem to get a bit easier as time moves on. And one was to let go of things and one was to hold on. Recovery from alcoholism is as simple as letting go and holding on, but it's about doing them in the right order. And that's where the problem for the alcoholic comes in. Because sometimes it's a holding on that makes us strong, but sometimes it's a letting go. And it will often be the difference between sorting my life out or not sorting it out. It could be the difference between staying sober and picking up a drink. And it's about saying them at the right time, in the right order, when needed, and if needed, and remembering when they're not needed. Which, if you're an alcoholic of our type, is often easier said than done. In the Serenity Prayer that has become key to all our sobrieties, I'm asking for the serenity to accept the things that I don't think I can change. I'm asking for the courage to change the things that I think I can, but most importantly, to know when to use each one. I'm in recovery for one reason only, and it's this. Because I've made some pretty ill thought out choices in my life. I've got an extremely unhealthy relationship to alcohol, to work. I used to have it to nicotine, to lots of other addictions. And my relationship with the world around me and those closest to me can become distorted, it can be hurtful, and it can be very harmful at times. Where holding on is only one half of my recovery. It's about not giving up in recovery when the going gets tough. It's about saying yes when every part of my body wants to run and hide. It's about accepting my higher power's will for me when it doesn't fit in with my plans. It's about knowing that acceptance doesn't necessarily have to mean approval. It's about holding on as a spiritual journey that has two halves, because the opposite to holding on is not always letting go. The opposite to holding on can be about failure, because if I don't hold on to the things I need to hold on to, my world could fall apart and I could pick up a drink. Because holding on and letting go are easy if I do one thing, and that's if I follow my higher power's will for me. Because it's when I think I know better, it's when my arrogance and my arrangements and my expectations get in the way that things end up going horribly wrong, and they do. Because recovery is just the process of opposites and doing what doesn't come naturally to me. If holding on and letting go came naturally to me and I did them all in the right order, there would be no need for me to be in AA. It's about a constant series of surrendering to my higher power's will and overcoming and overriding my own judgment. Recovery isn't about being superior, and it isn't about being inferior. It's about living or dying. It's a bit about being sober or drunk. It's about being content or unhappy. It's about feeling at one in my own skin, or about wishing I lived in somebody else's skin. Thy will, not mine, be done. So today I'm going to practice by holding on to a scenario I want to let go of, I want gone in my life, and I'm also going to try and let go of something it would be easier to hold on to. It's all about practice. It's all about reversing the tide of my alcoholism. It's about reversing the tide of my thinking, and it's about reversing the tide of my wants and my needs. And reversing is all about going back to basics, back to the beginning and learning life's little skills all over again. But this time, I might get them in the right order. Build a shirt, Bristol.